Hey, I'm Will with Appliance Repair Marketing and Leads. Before I lose you, our pay-per-call rates are $10. All right, $10, not $35, not $40. I had somebody tell me they were doing $60 per booked call. I mean, it may not be a bad deal, but I don't think that's a good deal. $10. So let me show you why. Basically, that's what I want to do. I want to show you why. This is called SpyFu. It's a little diagnostic tool for websites. So I can see MrAppliance.com. They're paying, about $50,000 a month for advertising through Google. One of the key terms they're going for is refrigerator repair, right? They're bidding, on average, $5.66 for that, okay? $5.66. Remember that. So I'm going to go to Mesa, Arizona, where, it's more like advertising hours. It's about 10 o'clock here, and I live in Connecticut. So, it should be about 7 there, and I'm going to Google refrigerator repair. So every single one of these guys is paying anywhere between, $6 and up. $6 and up for a refrigerator repair. And let me tell you, first off, this guy right here, Sears bidding too much, because they don't have refrigerator repair in that tagline right there. That first line, they don't have refrigerator repair in there. So they're just throwing money out the window. Whoever this is also throwing out the money out the window, because they ain't talking about refrigerator repair. And you don't talk about refrigerator repair, you're going to be charged more. But this is besides the point. The point is, these two people are pretty decent ads. Pretty decent ads. This guy's not talking about Mesa, he's talking about Phoenix, okay? So, there's a little demerit there. But I would assume these guys are going to be still paying that, what we say, $5 a click. Even at $5 a click, which is cheap. They're probably paying more like 15, maybe 12, judging on how much competition there is. So this is a bidding system. This is a bidding system. And so if Sears, right? Sears, this terrible ad, it's almost unbelievable. If Sears bids like $15 for that click, okay, then they're going to basically drive up the price. They're going to drive up the price every time. If it was one person advertising, if you've been in the appliance repair business for a long time, and maybe you remember 10 years ago when clicks used to be cheap, yeah, it used to be cheap. It's not anymore because there's competition. So everyone bidding for these spots is going to drive that cost per click up. So even if they call you on the first call, they're already in the hole, $7, even $5. But then we think about, who gets that money, right? Are you doing these yourself? Are you going to learn AdWords yourself, or are you going to pay a marketing company to do that? Chances are you're paying the marketing company. Chances are you're paying $25 a call. But we don't even mess with that. We don't. We go down here. Okay? Remember, this may take up 75% of the screen, but it gets only 30% of the traffic. I know this is an ad. I don't trust ads, and neither do a lot of people. Try to think about the last time you clicked an ad, right? Let's think about that for a sec. Next, we're going down here, okay? We're going to do here. We're going to click in here. This here, right here, the first listing, will get 50% of the traffic, almost no matter how many reviews it has. My wife the other day took me, okay, so let me back up this story a minute. My wife Googled, I left in her, I should have Googled it myself, but my wife Googled for an ice cream shop. We were at the park, burning some calories. Park, running around with my daughter, just figured, burning some calories, let's get some ice cream. I thought it was a good idea. My doctor probably doesn't, but we're getting ice cream. I left in my wife's hand. She Googled it. We get an ice cream shop. It's closed. There's no ice cream shop. There's literally no ice cream shop. And I'm like, what do you mean there's no ice cream shop? You Googled it, and I take a look at her phone. The place has 4 2-star reviews. All right, 4 2-star reviews. And I'm like, what? Why would you ever? She's like, it looked good. I liked the picture. I'm like, what? What? Ended up being closed. All those reviews said, I like the name, or it's closed. I couldn't try the ice cream, but it's closed, so I give it 2 stars. Like, come on. People are gonna Google you, and they're gonna click you in this area, and they're gonna call you no matter your star rating. Obviously, I would think that Tiger Mechanical Services would do a little better, but at the same time, they don't have repair in their name. So, maybe they aren't getting the calls here. I think these guys might get the calls. They have the best name. But regardless, these guys are getting traffic. And that's what we do, is we get our partners in that first position, in this position. But we don't do it like everyone else. Because maybe you've tried search engine optimization before, or maybe you have a cousin who you hired, and he knows computers. He made you a website, and he charged you a few $100, and that few $100 gave you nothing. Or maybe you're in a networking group, or you know somebody, and you went that route already, right? We don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that at all. What we do is we take all the fees out, right? We take all the guessing out. All right. There's no like, am my website going to go there? How's it look? This and that. We take all that out. All we look at, calls. I'll show you here on our site. So basically what I just talked about in a nutshell is all here if you want to review it. But I'll give you, this is one of our, we used to call it Billboard website, but I think we're going to change that name. Didn't mesh well. Just trying to get fancy. Can't blame me. But regardless, it got 152 calls in the month of October, basically. 152 calls. It produces very well. And, what can you do with 152 calls? Normally that costs you $4,000 if you're paying $25 each. $25 on the low end. A lot of times you have to pay like, $35, $40. We charged that particular guy, $650. We're at 10 now. We're not doing $650 anymore unless you're buying more than 1,000 calls a month. But that's it, man. That's it. That's the beauty of it. So all these guys messing around in here, bidding each other up, spending cost per click. Sometimes, somebody will go through the line and they'll call them all, right? And everyone gets charged that call fee if you're doing that pay-per-call. And then all the marketers get charged that click. And then they don't even get the job. I look at it like, think about yourself at a grocery store. You've been to a grocery store lately, maybe you're at Walmart, maybe you're at Stop and Shop. Up here we have a lot of Stop and Shops. Think about, when you take a good look at the self-checkout aisle the next time you're in any grocery store, and see if anyone's having some problems in that self-checkout. Those people can't figure out how to use self-checkout. Man, they're going to Google. And my bet is they are going to pick that first thing that pops up. That first thing. But then again, once they hear that price and they don't realize that there's a diagnostic fee, they're probably going to call the next one. Whereas, we have a lot of things we call Whole Foods up here in Connecticut, right? Whole Foods everywhere. These people are a different kind of idiot. These guys are going to pay $10 for an avocado. They're going to go to the sweets aisle after they paid $10 for that avocado to get healthy, right? To pay like $10 again for a, organic cookie. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But those are still the kind of people that are going to do their research. They're going to read reviews. They're going to make that educated decision. And now they may overpay, but a lot of times, they're a little better quality customer. So, hey, if something that I talked about made sense to you and you want some more information or you want to ask me a couple questions, just fill out this form. It's pretty simple. What it'll do, it'll allow us two things. Number one, if we have an area that's already producing calls, we're going to send them to you. I might even let you test a couple on me, because chances are when you hear $10 calls, you're thinking like Craigslist calls. It ain't Craigslist calls, guys. All right. If you're interested in Craigslist calls, watch my other video on how Home Advisor gets some of their calls. But that's another story. If we have an area up already, we're gonna just send you calls, let you test a couple out, let you make some money. I find it a lot easier asking for money after I made somebody money, but that's just me. If we don't have an area up, then we talk about what goes entail to get an area up. And what I can tell you is we're all about results, right? You're not paying BS fees. You're not paying for effort. You are just paying for leads, man. Just paying for leads. That's the way it should be. I'm Will with Appliance Repair, Marketing, and Leads. And we just do $10 calls.